Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, even though I'm not at the office today. What was this?
A little dance, shake up.
I'm here with Anna Petrosian from Dose of Colors. Whoop whoop! If for those of you who don't know Anna, she is the founder of Dose of Colors. She is amazing, and I thought I wanted to start a new series on my channel called Makeup and Mimosas and bring on women in business and maybe men too in the future. I don't know. I don't want to discriminate. So I wanted to bring women in business and talk about their struggles, how they started, just like business related questions, because I get that a ton, and I thought it'd be fun for us both to sort of answer, because this is the first video that's going to go up. So we're going to have some champagne, we're going to chat, we're going to do our makeup, and we're going to list everything in the description box, everything we used, so check that out. So this is our second time filming. Hopefully our mic situation is going to be much better, because now I'm at Anna's office. We've got the high-tech mic and everything. She's got this gorgeous setup.
So last week we filmed at Sona's office, Get Ready With Me, answered a bunch of questions. The video was amazing, but I was wearing a jacket and I had the mic on my jacket. I kept getting products, and then her editor realized that the sound is like really bad because I kept moving. So we had to redo the video, which we don't mind because we always have fun when we're together. We laugh a lot for no reason.
Makeup and Mimosas with Anna Petrosian from Dose of Colors. I knew I was gonna do that. I freaking knew it.
Hold on, let me get you.
I have wipes here.
Sure?
I come prepared.
Okay.
Or maybe those are yours.
It's mine. Robert goes, Mom, why are you taking those to your office? I'm like, Robert.
Mama drinks at work.
Orange juice?
Oh yeah, dumb. Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers, guys. 1 second, I'm gonna cut you off. Do you wanna? Let's fix this.
Oh my. This is what good friends do, okay?
Mm-hmm.
First question, how did you start and what was the process like?
How did I start? I started, it's going to be 6 years next month, which is crazy because I can't believe that we're going to be celebrating our 6-year anniversary. So we started 6 years ago, but I started working on my stuff 2 years prior to that. I always wanted to have a makeup line, but never felt like it was like the right time. Mm-hmm. At that time, I already had a following, and I really just wanted to create something because I was doing makeup over the weekends and, you know, just wanted something that I can create where like I can be in control with the formulas, the colors, the textures, on all of that. And at that time, I felt like it's the perfect time. Let me do my research. So I did my research. 1.5 years, 2 years later, I launched 3 lashes. And at that time, I was already working on glosses. So I felt like that kind of like what pushed me. I just felt right. I felt like it's the right moment. And then the process has been a learning experience because I didn't know that everything takes so long, and just learning how to be patient and how to schedule everything. I was actually in the beginning thinking, oh, let me do everything at once. You know, eyeshadows, foundations, and everything.
Like
and I was like, oh yeah, it doesn't work like that. It takes months and years to get even one thing done. Yeah. So I think for me, the learning experience was that the question? The process. The process was, you know, it does take time. So you got to plan it out. If you're starting a business, if you're going into cosmetics and you want to...
But I mean, okay, so when they say process, they mean like, okay, first of all, how did you get funding to start? Yeah. How did you get a lab? Blah, blah, blah.
Got it. Okay. So the funding part, I actually didn't tell my husband, they knew what I wanted to do, like didn't tell any of my family, but I started saving money for a few months. And then, not that I wanted to prove something to anyone or that I couldn't kind of ask for help or maybe get a loan, but I've been always like, I love working and I love being workaholic. I just knew I can do it myself. I can start myself. So I saved up for a few months, good chunk. And then that's how I kind of started. And ever since, anything we make, we put it back in the business, and we kind of to like order new stuff, blah, blah, blah. So I feel like that's how I started. But if you want to take a loan out or ask for help or get investors from the beginning, you know, it's totally up to you, whatever works for you. Right. But I just kind of worked. Like I didn't care about buying myself anything, doing anything. I just saved up all my money, and then I ordered my lashes.
That's awesome. And how did you find your lab? Like, did you just...
So the lab, I did a lot of searching. Google is going to be your best friend. You're going to go, sometimes you're going to be disappointed and you're not going to like the labs, and then you just have to keep on doing your research to find the one that you like. And just remember that don't get stuck to one lab. You got to find few. And I feel like once you get in the game and then you kind of get like connections and people tell you where you should try them, you should try that. So it kind of gets easier as far as like looking for a lab and finding someone. But yeah, I did my research on Google. I actually started my lipsticks with a lab, and then 6 months later I didn't like working with them, so I kind of like threw that whole project away and started with another lab. But at that time, honestly, Google was my best friend. I didn't know anybody around me where I would feel comfortable asking, hey, like, what do you think I should do, how I should start? And I know that there's all this information on Google, so I did a lot of research.
And there's so much more now.
Yeah, and so much more now. And even so much more like on social media now. So I feel like back then all I did was like Google and a lot of research. Found the labs, some didn't work out, some did. So that was kind of my process. How was yours?
Kind of the same. We were just like, where do we even start? So we had saved money to buy a house after our wedding. And then we were just like, we could go buy a house now, or we could use that money to start something. Because obviously when you're new, and I didn't have like millions of followers. I had a good community, obviously on YouTube, but I didn't have like millions of followers to go and try and get investors or whatnot. So I was just like, okay, let's just use our savings and start small.
Smart, yeah.
And then we basically Googled labs in LA because I really wanted a lab that was local for me because I wanted to go in, touch, feel, meet the chemist, all that good stuff. And then we just found a few. We went, interviewed a few, and then landed on someone I really like connected with. And they were the ones that, did the identity palette, which was the first one. I worked on that for about 2 years because it was like
Takes
the first,
a while.
Yeah, it was the first product.
And you learn as you go throughout that process, like especially if it's your first products. I feel like it takes longer than maybe if you do something right now.
So yeah, that was pretty much the process for us too. Same thing, we kind of Googled. I think a lot of times it seems a bit intimidating because you're starting a new business, but I think if you don't think about the sort of like the end goal, it's less intimidating. If you just think about the next step you have to do. So
go step by step.
Step by step, because it's like the same thing when I do cardio. I'm like, if I have to put an hour, I'm going to be so overwhelmed. Like, how the hell am I going to finish an hour of cardio? What I do is I'll just do like 1 minute walking, 1 minute running. So all I'm like focusing on is that 1 minute that I gotta do. It's weird, I don't know.
No,
but it's like kind of the same thing we did with the business. We were just like, what do we need? What's the next thing we need? And that's, we just kind of went step by step.
In the beginning, I would freak out if something was delayed, and my husband is very calm. He's also, if you guys don't know, he's my business partner. So he usually calms me down. I'm the one who freaks out. And I think I learned that, there's going to be delays. There's going to be stuff that might not work out, or, the finished product, you think it's great. And then, last minute you have to do little adjustments or like, tweak this or whatnot. But I feel like everybody goes through it. And I've learned that bigger brands that have been in business for over decades, or, brands that are just coming out, experience the same thing, because sometimes it's out of your control. Like, you can't control the raw materials that are delayed at the lab, and that's what's causing your delays to launch a product. So don't get discouraged, just keep going, and just don't feel lonely, because nobody really talks about like their ups and downs. All you see is the perfected product, but God knows what, like, Sona went through this to perfect this. And it goes the same for everybody. So don't get discouraged, just keep going.
All right, I like that. Let's move on. Lots of people ask how we met, and we kind of talked about this again in the last video, but...
So I was doing makeup, Sona was doing makeup, we were both doing wedding makeups, and we're both Armenian, so I feel like the Armenian community all knows each other. So I knew of Sona, but I never met her. And I think the first time we met was years back at a Nick's event after IMATS. And I remember your mom was with you, and she was so cute, and she was so kind. And I remember she gave me like a compliment about like dos, and I was like, oh, it's so cute. So that kind of got stuck in my head. And then after that, I think last time we remember that Founders Club brought us closer together.
Exactly. The Founders Club brought us closer together, but we knew of each other. We knew each other from events here and there. We laughed so much at the randomest
Tell them
thing.
Our last
The
situation.
Malibu situation. Okay, guys, so this last Founders Club meeting was in Malibu at Lauren's parents' house, and there is, obviously beautiful restaurants in Malibu. We're like, we're all the way over here. We're not going back. Let's just go get drinks, dinner, whatever. So two of the other girls came with us. We were just like sitting, and then Anna looked at me, and I looked at Anna. We just started laughing.
No reason.
No reason.
No reason.
And the girls were looking at us like,
what happened?
Yeah, like, to me in my head, I'm like, oh my God, I hope they don't think we're laughing at them or something. Like, it wasn't like that. It was just literally, she has this thing where she just laughs at nothing, at no particular.
I've had this issue since I was little with my best friend. I swear, like, in our class, we would laugh and the teacher would get mad at us and they would say, like, tell us the reason why you're laughing. There is no reason. It's just weird. So to a point where I had to, and I was drinking coffee and like the foam got on my upper lip and I think of something stupid like a mustache and I started laughing and then she looks at me and we started laughing. So I had to literally walk away. I swear to God, I'm in the bathroom thinking, Anna, get yourself together. Like, this is not cool. Like, it's not nice. Just get yourself together. So I'm walking back from the bathroom to the table and I see her. She starts cracking up. So I just turn around and go back. Then I had to like get myself together. So we have those moments.
Where is Anna? Anna's laughing in the bathroom. No, but I love that. You're just like so, fun to be around. Oh, I love this question so much because I also love hearing this. So after we answer, please let us know what your favorites are as well in the comments below. Okay, what business related books or podcasts have inspired you the most?
You take on that because I do watch some podcasts, but it's not very business related, but I would love to hear it so I can.
Oh, I see. Okay. So I'm obsessed with podcasts. So my favorite podcast is How I Built This. It's not super technical where you're going to learn like step by step on what to do, but it's so inspiring because Guy, who's the host, he interviews the most just successful people on earth. And every single person he interviews has gone through something so crazy that when I hear their fallout, because everything in life is, you have your ups and you have your downs. But what I struggle with the most, and I don't know if you have this or not, but when something goes wrong, it like really affects me. I'm not one of those people to be like, brush it off, let's move on, It like really affects me. So to hear people that have gone through like hell and back to be successful, I'm just like,
it's inspiring.
It's so inspiring. I'm like, if they were able to go through this and come out positive and come out successful, then I can do it because my problems are so much smaller than theirs, So that's like my absolute favorite podcast. It's called How I Built This. I love Gary Vee, and he obviously has a YouTube channel here and he also has a podcast. I love listening to him because he gets you thinking like, yo, I got to get out of this bubble that I'm in of like wanting things and step back and look at what's more important in life and focus on that. And he's always promoting hustling and like really working hard and not focusing on like, great whatever.
Or negativity.
Or negativity. Super Soul, I think it's Oprah's podcast. Like she's the producer or whatnot. Super Soul is kind of cool because it's not about business, because I think a lot of times people are successful in business because they're also successful in their personal, like, being positive, thinking positive, and like overcoming any negativity, bullying, all of that stuff. So I feel like that's a really good podcast to.
I think it's great to listen to podcasts because about bullying, because I think social media now is sometimes can get so crazy and so ridiculous. People are behind their screen typing whatever they want to type, whether it's about you, about, your kids or your products or whatever it is, or, something about you. And I feel like sometimes if you're not strong enough and if it's a sensitive subject, then it might affect you. There's so much bullying on social media that I think it's smart to not only listen to podcasts about business, but also how to handle bullying.
So yeah, in terms of books, I'll list a few in the description box because we actually have great books. KB loves reading, so I'll ask him of some of his favorites. There's a branding book that I absolutely love. I don't remember the name, but again, I'll list it. It's just great because I feel like that's one of the things we struggled with when starting is like none of us are branding people. We didn't really know what direction to take, hence the identity palette. I literally was like, I love illustration. Let's do illustration. Like,
I love that. You're crazy.
No, but
I love that.
didn't think of like this is a brand you're starting. Like, you got to think of, okay,
Yeah.
what's next? Are you going to continue illustration on every single thing? This illustration is made by an artist who licensed it to me. So I have to, like, I can't, it's not realistic for
No,
me
I
to
get it.
license every single piece of art, because this is art and it's beautiful and I love it. But I think it served its time. We're going to repackage this because A, I don't want to continue licensing it, and B, I just don't think it flows with all the other products.
Yeah.
So if you love the art, now is your chance, because we are going to discontinue this and do a different
I
art.
think that's another thing that you guys can kind of learn and take in.
Yeah.
Like, even when I started, like, we're doing a little makeover too for us. I think, you start off with one thing, and then once you work on everything else, then you learn, oh man, I shouldn't have done this or whatever. So that's also very natural. I mean, a lot of bigger brands change their logo or their look. So
Yeah.
you guys might go through it and, like, don't feel like, oh my God, what are people going to think? Because it's like,
No.
it happens a lot.
Laura Mercier just went through a whole rebranding,
Yeah.
and at first I was like, what? Why? Their logo was just fine. But now I get it. I'm like, oh my God, it's so much more modern, and
Yeah.
I just love it so much more. But I think it's okay too. But I will say one thing: if you have the funds to start a business and you have some extra cash or whatever outside of like developing whatever it is you're developing, I would say invest that money into branding, because I think it matters. So if you're able to afford like a branding agency or whatnot, I mean, they're extremely expensive, but if you are able to,
Also
I would
very helpful. If you can, it's very helpful.
it's very helpful. But if not, I will say this branding book that we love reading, because we couldn't afford to go through with an agency, to be honest. So we did it all through just reading and like self-teaching us how to like do things, and then basically just hiring a graphic artist in-house to kind of bring our ideas to life. If social media did not exist, how much difficult would it be for your businesses to flourish? I'll let you take it first.
I think social media plays a big part of growing your business, especially if you're new and not a lot of people know about your product or you. So I think for sure, like, social media helped us so much, and it would have been way difficult to get your name out there if there was no social media. That's my experience with it. And I feel like, you also get a chance, and you're grateful to send it to so many influencers and bloggers who'd want to try your product, which also helps a lot. So for sure, social media has been very powerful.
I think I probably wouldn't have started it if I didn't have a social media following, as kind of stupid as that sounds, because I don't want this to discourage you if you don't have a following. That's just my personal experience. I learned that, I still could have started it as long as I was smart enough to utilize other social media influencers to promote my product. So I think one way could be that you send it to literally people that would talk about it. Like, our focus is mostly on micro influencers because I think that they appreciate it a little bit more when we send them products. Like, they get so excited. So we try and focus on micro influencers mostly. I mean, obviously we love all influencers and we send it to everyone, but I understand like some of the bigger influencers, they get so many products. It's like kind of
overwhelming.
It's overwhelming. It's just work, like, oh my God, I gotta unbox these like 1,000 packages I have that I have to unbox, and I get that. So whereas like micro influencers don't get so much, so when they get something from a brand that it like really means a lot to them, and then when they try it and they love it, they really feel a certain connection. Right. And I feel like I also went through this when I was smaller, and like I remember like no one would send me products, but then one time I got a package from Urban Decay, and I was just like
so happy,
a forever fan of Urban Decay, because they sent me products like when no one even knew.
Shouldn't matter your numbers on Instagram. It should matter like your talent.
I agree. That's what we focus on.
Right. And I think also like if you guys launch something and you want to send it out to the influencers, I think don't ever force anybody to use your products or talk about it. First of all, I feel like nowadays they wouldn't, because they want it to sound organic and they want to make sure that they love the product. So their fans can trust them. If they love something, it's the truth. They love it. So I've never forced anybody. I used to get a lot of like, hey, like, would you post this time, this way? I'm like, it's too much for me. And I always like to test the product if I'm talking about it. So I feel like don't ever make anybody like feel like they have to post it, because that's going to make them not want to post it. You want them to really love the product and then talk about it, because that's where it's going to be organic and they're really going to talk with passion. You cannot make everybody happy.
Yeah.
And before you start your business, you got to understand and accept that you're not going to make everybody happy. There's going to be people who are going to give you the negative comments, who are not going to be fans of the formula, the color, the texture, whatever it is. And sometimes that could, get to you, especially when you're starting off, but just know that the positive, if you put all of your hard work into it and you're really confident about what you're launching, you're going to get so many positive feedback that the negative, you can even learn from the negative, take it in, and if it makes sense, maybe you might change stuff around, but you can't make everybody happy because not everybody and not everyone is going to love everything from your line. And if it's
wow, girl,
sorry,
my office now.
And tell them that story.
Anna has a group text with obviously the Founders Club. She also has a group text with her creative team. Okay, continue.
The DOS creative team. And I'm very comfortable with my team. We joke around, we're good, So so I texted, what did I text?
You were
my
like,
office
my
now.
office now.
And they know what it means. Like, we always have these meetings at 10 or 11. And if it's like 11 or 2 or 11 or 5, I'm like, okay, everybody's late. Well, I joke around. So to them, they were like, damn, Anna, now we know how you talk.
We were like, you're a real boss, Anna.
But, it's, we
funny.
have this comfort zone. But yeah, that was
so funny. How transparent should you be in your business? To your customer. To me, it's so important to be transparent. Sometimes I'll get very technical and on Persona stories, I'll be like, I'm launching new shades of glosses. What shades do you guys want to see? Because I'm like, at the end of the day, I can launch 1,000 nude shades because I'm a nude girl and sometimes I like a pop of color, but like I want to know what you guys like too, So then they'll like literally send a bunch of requests and I'll see a trend, like I actually recently did this and I saw a trend with 2 colors that I honestly didn't even think that you would want to see. And I feel like back in the day, or still a lot of traditional brands don't really include their customers into anything, like in terms of product development at least. And I feel like they just come out with whatever they want to come out with. I don't know, to me, I don't like that. I like to include people in the process, and I love that you do that too, because you have been talking about your foundations for a long time. And on stories, you'll be like, look, I'm swatching, I'm at the lab. There's so,
I think
so you're taking us and like kind of showing us the journey of how you make these foundations versus like one day you launch, I'm launching foundations, here it is, but you have no idea what went into it. Like she's been working on these for
2 years.
Yeah.
I went through 3 labs. And then finally, the 3rd lab.
What advice would you give to someone starting out their own business?
I would say go for it. Here's my thing. If you really believe in your idea, your story, whatever it is, and it's your dream, and if you're ready and you're going to go for it, go for it. Now, there's going to be people around you. They're not going to believe in you, or maybe they'll give you like the eye or the eye roll, whatever it is. Everybody goes through it. I've been through it. It's okay. So I feel like don't let that get to your head. If you're really serious and you're very passionate, just like go for it. And also I would say try to surround yourself next to people that support you, that are going to lift you up, that believe in you. Take all that good energy and soak it all in, and all the negative energy, cut them out. I cut out some people out of my life, which I'm very happy now. Not too many, just few. I feel like it's before, honestly, I wouldn't understand the meaning of like energy. You got to surround yourself with good energy. I'm like, what does that mean? But then I've learned that, if people around you are negative, it just kind of like puts you down, and you don't want that. You're excited about whatever you want to do in your life, your dreams, your career. So I feel like cut negative people out of your life. Don't feel bad. And surround yourself with the people that are going to support you. That's number 1. Number 2, what was difficult for me, and I would give advice, is learn how to say no, and it's okay to say no. Because in the beginning, it was so hard for me to say no to someone. Even back in the days when I was doing makeup, I was just like putting way too much on my schedule because I didn't want to say no. I didn't want to disappoint anybody. Learn how to say no, and it's okay. Do whatever makes you feel comfortable. And if you need a day to for yourself, then take a day off and tell that person, I can't have lunch with you, or I can't meet you today.
Amen, girl.
Yeah, it's important. Like, your health is important. You're important. So I feel like just make sure that you're happy It's okay.
I'm going to give more of a technical answer to this because I feel like you were so motivational, and I hope that you guys can take this and seriously follow it and learn from it, because everything she said I went through and I 100% agree with. I have had friends where they didn't understand why I was always so busy, like working, and what the fuck was I doing making YouTube videos. They were just like, you can't stop like for a day to come hang out with us. Anyway, so I did lose a few friends like that. Not that I like regret it because they were not like the best, whatever. But not very many. No.
Damn, be yourself, guys. Say how it is.
But whatever. I mean, in the end, I've talked about this a little bit in my like struggles of an immigrant kid or whatever. I made that video. I was home alone. I was feeling so like inspired. I made that video. I'll link it below. If you're an immigrant, watch it. I'm sure you can relate to a lot of the things I said. Have you seen that video? Bitch. I'm just kidding. No, but I'm sure you can relate to. Anyway, so I would say the technical thing, which we kind of covered in the beginning, what is, even though you think everything in your head, like you know what you have to do, writing things down is so much more important than you think. Like, seriously, write down 5 things every day that you can do to benefit the business that you're starting. It can be the smallest steps. It could be like networking. It could be DMing an influencer that you look up to and sharing your story. It could be grabbing coffee with a micro influencer that might fall in love with your product. It could be literally anything. Just write 5 things down every single day, and then I want you to cross them at the end of the day, because then you're getting closer and closer and closer to whatever it is that you're trying to do. I feel like that really helps me so much. The other thing is, I want you to also do is, again, kind of technical, but name 3 to 5 things that you're grateful for every single day at the end of the day, and write it down. So I have like this journal thing that I do this in, because, you know, we all go through things and our lives aren't perfect. And with social media, thanks to social media, we do, as much as we don't want to, compare ourselves to other people. So at the end of the day, when
that's
you write,
what you don't want to do.
You don't want to do that, but you know what?
It happens. Yeah, we all do it.
We all
That's
do it.
true.
At the end of the day, we all do it. Sometimes I look at people's Instagrams and I'm just like, oh my God, their life is so perfect. But then I'm like, wait a minute, your life looks so perfect on Instagram too. So anyway, I would say write 3 to 5 things you're grateful for that day. And it could be the smallest things, like, thank you, God, for giving me good quality champagne and good company.
No, it's true. Yeah, I mean, it's anything. Be thankful for where you are right now. Do you have food to eat? You're healthy. You're good. Amen.
No, like, thank you for giving me a good lash day. Thank you for giving, I'm so grateful to even have a bed.
I'm so grateful to wake up today, honestly.
Yes, seriously. I'm so grateful that God gave me legs to do cardio, and I'm bitching the entire time. You know what I mean? Like, little things like that you say every day, and you are so much happier, and you go to bed just like on a better note. Eddie asks, what do you admire about Anna the most? What I admire about Anna the most is how humble she is, and how humble she has remained through all of the success that she's gotten. Like, her office is ginormous.
I don't know how to act when someone gives me compliments.
No, just do your
don't
makeup.
mind my face, please.
I love that about her, and I hope that I feel like hopefully I am like that, but I hope that one day when I'm super successful, I'm also like that. But anyway,
don't hope, you're gonna be. Aro says always know you're gonna be, and then it motivates you to be there. Sorry.
That's true. So I love how humble you are. Literally, you've stayed so sweet and so humble since that Nick's freaking event that I met you at 5 years ago, whatever that was. I also love what a great mom you are.
Aww,
I love how, like, you're a boss. Like, you work so hard. You don't miss a lot of Founders Club meetings. You're always there when you need to be there, but you're also such an amazing mom. You're always like, I have to leave at 3, you guys, because I got to pick up my kid, from school.
Like today.
Yeah.
They have a doctor's appointment. I got to go.
Yeah. So she's like, Sona, I can film, but I got to leave at 3 because I got babies. I'm like, I love that, and I admire that so much, and I hope that I'm as good of a mom one day as you are.
What I've learned in my life is a roller coaster. You're up one day, you're down the next day, and it could be the other way around. I would say, like, if I did it, someone else can come and do it better than me. So, when you accomplish whatever you do and you're happy about it and great, your business is doing great, you're growing, it doesn't mean that you have to start acting in a different way. And I know some people that do, and it just doesn't look good. It's like, for me, it's like a big turn off. There's you know, people I see from high school, and I'm like, oh my God, hey, blah, blah, blah. Like, you don't have to act any different. Just know that if you did it, someone else can come and might even do it better than you do. So don't act like you're whatever. Like, just be yourself. I can turn the question and, you know, say what inspires me about Sona. I think even before persona, and I always say this to you, just her page, the way you dress, the way you take pictures, the way you talk, your YouTube, I think it's very her. Like, it's very Sona. And even your packaging and everything, and just like your campaign, it's very you, and you stay true to yourself. And I think that's amazing, honestly.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I always say it, and I always will. Someone asked if we speak Armenian.
Of course we do.
We speak fluent Armenian. I came to America when I was 8 years old. Talk a little Armenian so they know we talk.
I was 12. Yes, that's
So yeah, we both.
So that is it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let us know if you have any questions in the comments below. If you want to see Anna back, give us some ideas of what else
back, whether
we
you
can
guys
film.
want it or not.
Let us know what else we can film. And then also we're going to try to film something on Anna's channel. I don't know what that is yet. We're still trying to figure it out. I'll have more info for you guys in the description box once we figure it out. So check out Anna's channel as well. Be sure to subscribe to her pretty face. You do a lot of videos and stuff.
I do, but I haven't in so long. I haven't filmed in so long because there's a big construction going on at the office, which I'm super excited about. Finally.
Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next
watching.
one. Bye. Although I'm pretty drunk now, so my orange juice is gone, so it's just champagne at this point.
You like this? Look. Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to Sona's channel. Today we have a special guest. It's me.
I'm so excited to have... Bye guys. Say bye. Bye.
Or if there's any questions we're not... Fuck it.